This week's episode is all about strategy. If you currently have your house on the market or you're thinking about putting your house on the market for sale coming up in the spring market, make sure your realtor is using these negotiating tactics to get you the best price you can. Highest and best? I don't think so. Quite an antiquated system, and we'll check it out through this Inman article right now. Hi, I'm Justin DeCrosta, and if you find any value out of this video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you receive all of our weekly videos about the national real estate market and, of course, the local one here in Milford, Connecticut. Let's get into that article. It's a tale of two markets, why highest and best could be a deal killer. From Inman Today, we're going to go right from the top of the article. Right here, we currently are seeing fewer sales at any point in history, which by all definition would signify a slowing down market, but that's not really the case here. We really do have a lot of pent-up buyer demand, and there is a great video a local realtor here just shared on social media where they had a medium sales priced home here in Southern Connecticut, and they had a line all the way out to the street with people trying to fight to get in on that open house. Just a wild scene. And so we have a lot of that pent-up buyer demand, even though the interest rates continue to fluctuate and remain relatively high from what we've seen a few years ago. But ironically, across the country, the opposite is true of lack of sales is not due to the absence of buyers. It's because sellers have turned off the spigot, resulting in a record low available homes for purchase. We talked about this a million times. Inventory is still at a historic low. Inman here is even mentioning it in this article. We're currently sitting in Milford, Connecticut, Southern Connecticut shoreline, and we have 46 single-family homes for sale in Milford. You heard me say it a million times, Milford is a huge metropolitan city, and it should be quite north of 70 to 80 at this point in the market. And again, we are at 46. So this has prompted the return of multiple offers with the effect that prices are being pushed higher. It's a weird market for sure, the article goes on to say. While increasing the prices are pushing affordability to extreme, there are still plenty and ready, willing buyers waiting in the wings, even with higher interest rates. This represents a window of opportunity for sellers to benefit on the hot market. So that's what we're talking about today. And it goes on to talk about how back in the day with bank-owned properties, they'd get so many offers in that it's just much easier just to say highest and best, and they would pick off of that. And although that stopped quite a while back with the REO market, that practice has continued where it's just easy and maybe lazy for an agent or your agent to say highest and best and see what comes back and pick the best ones. I would implore a strategy, and we make some notes of it here in this article as well. Let's get down to all this. Yeah, right here. Highest and best is not an actual counter. Really what you should do if your agent isn't on top of his game is take a few offers that you'd be willing to accept. Take the best terms from each of those offers. Each offer can include all of those or maybe just a portion of one of those terms. Put all of those best terms in one counter offer back to other potential buyers. That way, your seller is getting the best of both worlds, hopefully the best price, but more importantly, the most rock solid and best term deal for your seller. It can include time, inspection contingency. Of course, it's going to include price, type of loan used, down payment. There are a countless number of terms that it's important to you or your family, aside from just price. Now, what your agent should be doing, we're gonna, actually let's back up here. And so what we talked about, we're gonna bring in this chart right here, the medium sales price home. As you can see, the graph is going up here in Connecticut. Now this is Connecticut's MLS as a whole. So it's not just Southern Connecticut, it's not just Milford. As you see, the price as we approach the spring markets is continuing to climb. So as you would think, referencing the top of the article, when there are less transactions, you are thinking that the market is surely slowing down. Thus, prices will start to decline. Again, quite the opposite, as shown here by the local smart MLS board. Prices continuing to raise, even though we have less transactions. Pretty weird, right? And so it's an interesting thing to think about, but it really simply states that there are buyers just waiting and dying to get into the market. And this proves 100% full that the problem is not the pricing, it's not the mortgage rates, it is availability of homes, which is crazy low. And here is your proof right here. Less transactions, yet prices of home continue to climb. Go back to this. And so what can your real estate agent do to help you through this process, and what they should be doing to help negotiate the best offer deal for you? It's not just calling highest and best. Again, quite an antiquated way to go about it. But one of it, and I'm going to use this, my recent listing, as an example. Your real estate agent should put together, before the home even goes on the market, a comprehensive packet for all buyers to look through. And here's mine from my most recent commercial listing. And you have the documents page here. We have interior photos, exterior photos, floor plans, maps, GSI, that's the town card information, property details, and the CERC report, which goes to show what the health of the current market that you're in, or town, population, growth, declining, school systems, a whole bunch of stuff. And it's also nice to put in a lot of the disclosure packages in here as well. So as a buyer, you walk through and you have everything that you need to make a qualified offer right here in this one packet, including the floor plans and all disclosures you may need for that property, as I said before. So when the buyers come through, they hopefully have less questions to answer and can submit those offers in more clearly instead of going back and forth, and you set the tone early on. And again, as soon as you get multiple offers, hopefully you do in this market, especially at a medium price point home, you 100% will. You're going to review all those offers. You're going to grab the best terms from each and then counter back to those other buyers and sellers without just saying highest and best, highest and best. It's stupid. Everybody does it now, and it's just laziness on top of the agent's part. So again, if you are looking to sell your home, or your home is currently for sale, do you have one of these buyer packets all set up, ready to go, available to whoever wants to see them? Or is your agent just slapping it on the MLS, answering millions of questions and emails, not being that thorough and clearly not being that organized? That's going to lead to not a perfect offer and not the best terms for you. So do a little self-evaluation on yourself if your home's currently on the market. If you're thinking about going on the market, make these a top priority when you are interviewing real estate agents to make sure they're on top of their game, they're not being lazy, and they're primed and ready to get you the best offer. We'll see you next week.